Welcome, this is Raphael.
And Catalina.
You are now about to take your next step in the serenity centering journey. Welcome, Catalina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
You ready to do the quote of the day?
I am.
What is the quote that you've picked for us?
So it's by a book called Courage to Change. And the quote is, recovery can involve as much unlearning as learning.
I like it. And when I read that quote, the first thing I thought of is human development can involve as much unlearning as learning. Growth can involve as much learning as unlearning. You know, just being a human being, I think, that has to take place, because I think as humans, we're going to make a lot of mistakes, and we're going to learn from those mistakes. And so by learning from a mistake means sometimes that I got to unlearn something that I've been doing or a bad habit and replace it with something new. The other thing that comes to mind is that I had a mentor who used to say, living in the problem, if you think of all the things that are causing you problems in your life, living in that problem looks dramatically different than living in the solution. And so it reminded me of bad habits or problem type behaviors or doing the same things over and over again, getting the same results. They're not paying dividends. That's living in the problem. The solution is trying something different and new, and maybe learning from others who've had the same problem and gone out of it and have successfully unlearned and relearned something new. I have another thing on the 3 A's, but I'll let you go first. But I'm coming back with 3 A's.
I think you made some really good points. I think for me, it's recovery stands for anything. I mean, it's really improving in anything, any area of your life that could use improvement, whether that's physical or emotional or spiritual or mental, anything and everything. And I think what it's just basically saying is you can't just pile on new stuff, new good stuff, even if it's good. You can't just keep piling on. You have to take a look at what are you doing that could be self-sabotaging? What are you doing that could be self-defeating? What are you doing that even if you add on those good behaviors or good actions is taking away from your success, you know? And sometimes bad habits can make us completely incompetent of doing anything, you know, in the other direction, the positive direction. Sometimes it's so debilitating. So it's important to see what you have that you can unlearn. It's also about ideas too. You know, it's sometimes we have ideas that we've grew up with or that we've learned through, experience and growth through our life that are really toxic ideas. And we don't even realize they're toxic. But so sometimes it's learning to change your mind. You know, I went through that with my belief in a higher power and how I believed in that higher power and what I saw. I grew up with a very traditional understanding of God, and I took it a step further, I think, to be really black and white and very, like the policeman trying to catch me doing something wrong and stuff. And I don't believe that was what my higher power is. And so I had to unlearn some of the belief systems that I had that fed into me not wanting to pray, not wanting to meditate, not wanting to connect with my higher power because of who I believe my higher power to be. So I think it can also be unlearning ideals that are toxic.
I love that. And you remind me of a friend of mine who said to me one time when I can't remember the gist of what I had said to him, but I was shaming myself. I was beating myself up. I was being very perfectionistic and also associating some lies about my God and saying like, you know, God hates me or God is really angry with me. And he just said, I'd fire that God, baby. You know, it's like, not that you're firing God, but we're firing that false lie notion of God, which is cool. So I love this unlearn. It involves growing in recovery and just growing in general as a human being, you know, in all areas of our lives, involves paying attention, unlearning and relearning something new. But it reminds me of the 3 A's, and the 3 A's go like this, and it's also a process and it's linear. The first A is awareness. So we need to, at first, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So many times in my life, because of denial, because of delusion, because I just didn't want to look at it, and because I just couldn't see what I couldn't see until I could see it, I didn't have that awareness. So the first A is awareness. And I have to have the awareness. And when that awareness comes, sometimes I'm not always in control of that. There's an element of trust. And I like, what Catalina was talking about, trusting that the universe kind of has my back, trusting that this God who created me and loves me, cares for me deeply, has my back. And I'm not going to see every single problem all at once. And if I did, it probably wouldn't be good. It'd be really overwhelming. So I have an awareness. Then I have to learn to accept it, because sometimes I can see something but be so afraid of it, I don't want to accept it and I want to run again. So it's that I don't want to learn. I don't want to see like what I have to unlearn. I just want to keep pushing forward. But that's jumping a step, and that's not going to work. So awareness, and then learning to accept that which I see, and then action. And for me, it's taking a new action, and maybe there's a double action. One double action is letting go of that old behavior that's no longer serving me well and learning a new behavior, habit, or mindset, or a tool to be applied that can give me more freedom, that does work, that enables me to be a better version of myself. What else do you have on this quote, Catalina?
I think that's good.
That's it?
Short and sweet.
That's all we're doing? All right. No, that was good. Short and sweet. And thanks so much. Until our next quote, we're signing off. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for taking another step in the serenity centering journey. As always, take what you like and leave the rest. Until the next episode, make sure you enjoy each step of the journey. Peace.